No, she 5-star, plus she got her own motion, baby. I ain't never tripping when she not at home.
This is unreal. This is unreal. And I would never see my daughter again because of this monster. She was a grown woman. What choices she made was on her. I still love her, no matter what. I love all my children, no matter what they're doing, good or bad.
I don't know why everyone, the news, and everyone's speculating like they don't know what happened. We all know what happened. She was a 304, known 304, all over.
Renia Lewis was a beautiful, hustling woman with charm to spare and secrets to keep. By day, she was the neighborhood favorite, that smiling young woman selling dinner plates from her kitchen, flipping hair bundles on the side, and chasing every entrepreneurial dream that came her way. But by night, let's just say her ventures got less family-friendly. Nobody ever came right out and said what she did after dark. But between the whispers, the company she kept, and her late-night posts, it wasn't hard to guess. Was it about the money, the thrill, the lifestyle? Maybe all three. But whatever it was, it led her straight into the arms of danger. Like so many women chasing soft life illusions and fast affection, Renia made the fatal mistake of entertaining the wrong man, and this time, it cost her everything. Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. September 26th looked ordinary on paper, which is how most tragedies prefer to dress. 28-year-old Renia Lewis woke up in Stockton, checked in with her mother, Terry, and laid out enough daytime plans to sound safe and suburban. Then, like a lot of women who juggle ambition with reality, she moved in silence. By afternoon, she slipped down to Vallejo close enough to call it casual, far enough to call it private. The Life 360 app told on her, blinking obediently from a different city, and her family didn't panic. She had people there. She was young. She deserved fun. The math made sense until it didn't. The next day calls went unanswered. Texts dissolved into read receipt purgatory. Family in Vallejo said they hadn't seen her and didn't even know she was around. That's the moment a mother's body learns a new temperature. Terry followed her daughter's last digital heartbeat to an elementary school and found the phone sitting like a planted flag on the roof. Phones don't climb schools. Someone wanted the breadcrumb trail to end in the clouds. Police were called. Bureaucracy stretched its arms and yawned. According to the family, there was pushback before there was urgency. If you've ever watched the system triage a missing black woman, you already know the script. Skepticism first, search later. The only thing that shortened the distance between these two was the Ebony Alert, a program designed for precisely this. Women like Lewis, already endangered by the world and then penalized for vanishing improperly. The alert crackled out and people moved. Friends, cousins, strangers who didn't need a badge to care. They started where common sense starts, the last places she might have been. That triangulation led to a house on 14th Street, a squat little structure with the wrong kind of quiet around it. Officers came through for what they called a welfare check. Her people didn't accept that as a period. They turned it into a comma. They returned to the same address in the daylight and the dark, the way families do when there's no other choice. They looked under, behind, and through. They went in the house, yes, in, scanning rooms with grief-sharpened eyes, called out her name in spaces that didn't echo back, clocked oddities, and gathered what they could. Someone found identification cards belonging to people who, after being checked out, had nothing to do with anything, just extra noise in a room already humming with it. Someone else said they saw a man they recognized in the vicinity during the precise window when Lewis went missing. His name wasn't rumor. It had syllables and a workplace. That information was brought straight to the police like an offering. Here, we did the part you were supposed to do. Time dragged. The family searched again. Friends searched again. More people showed up. More eyes pulled at the edges of the house that kept pretending to be empty. That is the worst thing a house can do, pretend to be empty when everyone can feel the opposite. Finally, a search warrant arrived like a too-late apology. The police and detectives came back with the right paperwork and a new resolve. When they actually started peeling back the layers, the house stopped pretending. Someone found a concealed entry, a way to the attic, a false wall built the way cowards build their narratives. Behind it was Renia, not missing, not wandering, not maybe she'll call. Gone, dismembered. Hidden in a space her family had begged authorities to take seriously days earlier. Her cousin would later explain that you could miss it because it was designed to be missed.
What did she do to you for you to kill her and then put her in a wall? When he said, "We found your daughter," I just collapsed. I was like, I can't believe this. And I was praying. I said, God, please don't let it be her. Please don't let it be her. And he did not answer my prayer.
It was the news no one in 28-year-old Renia Lewis's family wanted to hear. Police found her body behind a wall inside this home on 14th Street in Vallejo. Her mother last texted her on Friday and thought it was unusual not to get a response.
When they found her body behind the wall. They nailed her body behind the wall.
Vallejo police announced late Tuesday that they had arrested Douglas Shaw. It's still unclear what his relationship is to Renia or to the home.
The person that they have in custody is being cooperative. Stated that he did indeed kill Renia. He threw her phone on top of the school. That's the most information that I have.
The man arrested for that violence was not a shadow figure or a ghost in the feed. He was a local with a time card. Douglas Irwin Shaw was picked up at his job and booked into the county jail on a murder charge. Authorities say he gave a statement taking responsibility. No tortured love story to analyze, no ex to hang a Hallmark horror arc on. A recent connection, a proximity that looked harmless until it wasn't, and then predation. Jobs don't make men safe. Quiet demeanors don't neutralize intent. The performance of normal is just camouflage for people who need it.
The defendant, 41-year-old Douglas Irwin Shaw, answered a few questions from the judge in Solano County Superior Court. The father of two girls did not enter a plea.
Renia was a queen. That's who she was.
Reia Lewis was among dozens of family members who packed the courtroom, shocked over the killing of her cousin, who would have turned 29 on Monday.
Renia, we love you.
Love you, Renia.
You know that. You know the heart of your family. You know the blood of this Lewis family would have never stopped looking for you.
Authorities said Shaw used a knife to kill the victim, then dismembered her in a detached unit where he lived near 14th Street and Star Avenue in Vallejo. Her body was found hidden in a space leading up to the attic. I've learned Vallejo police seized many knives from his home. Police later arrested Shaw at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom in Vallejo, where he works as a mechanic. Her family and police tell me the two were not a couple and may have met only recently. Authorities have not discussed a motive or circumstances leading up to the killing.
And here is where the public's favorite parlor game begins. Disassembling the woman instead of the crime. The internet is full of referees who applied "get your bag" until the bag contains danger. Then pivot to "she knew what she was doing." They rummage through selfies and captions like prosecutors, assign labels like they pay rent there, 304, sex worker, fast life, soft life, whatever jargon makes it easier to moralize the corpse. Even Lewis's mother was honest enough to admit she didn't approve of all her daughter's choices, as if that transparency might earn them quicker dignity. But dignity is rationed when a woman's income is adjacent to men's desire. This is the double bind. We tell women to monetize everything: appearance, attention, availability. And the moment the market turns violent, we ask them why they were for sale.
She was a 304, known 304, all over. It was just a sad thing. She got into the wrong car. Dude did something to her. I don't know if he knocked her out. I don't know if he drugged her, if he punched her, just anything. Like, anything could have happened, but no, that girl wouldn't have walked in that house if she's seen that house. It wasn't an alcohol. That girl was working the blade, got into the car, and I don't know what happened after that, but I don't know why no one's talking about this. Why isn't no one talking about trapping, about these girls selling their bodies and getting in the car with these men and not peeping the weird shit going on? Like, like, you don't have, like, you ever get around someone and you feel uneasy, you don't have that common sense to, something's not right, you could feel malicious, like a malicious intent. I don't know, but one of the girl's family members try to get on me, like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, yes, I do. I know what I'm talking about. It's literally what happened. She wasn't going out there to visit family. She wasn't going out there to hang out. He didn't snatch her up off the road. He didn't follow her around and kidnap her. She willingly got into that car, and he did whatever he did. And I just feel hecka bad, because you don't know how she felt. Like, she was scared for her life, and that's fucked up. Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves to die like that. Nobody, I don't know, but I just think, I think the news, I think all these videos around her or supposed to be about her, and everybody's like trying to investigate. We all know what happened. Like, if you from Stockton, you from the 209, you from out here, you know what the fuck happened. Stop trying to make it seem like, oh, we don't know what's going on, and you know exactly what's going on. It was the wrong car. She shouldn't have went out that night. Girls, stop selling your bodies. Fast money is not always good money, and if you don't know how to say no to money, if you don't ever have that gut feeling that something ain't right, I need to get up out of here, then you don't need to be trapping. Like, the streets ain't for everybody. It's not for everybody. A lot of people, I like, when it was a fad, when it was a thing where everybody started doing that shit back in like 2017, 2016, and Backpage, it was different. 2021, shit, even back 2018, 2019, 2020, Backpage got cut off. Bitches had to go outside. Not everybody is for the streetwalker life, and I just feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad for that girl. She didn't deserve that. She was a beautiful young woman, and she had a whole life ahead of her. I just wish somebody should have told her or tried to stop her. And let's try to stop all these girls out here, because there's some young ass girls. You go down Wilson Way, it's literal teenagers, little children on the fucking blade. Like, why isn't nobody talking about this? Why is everybody acting like, oh, this is just, oh, I don't know what happened. Oh, this is just, oh, what the fuck? No, these little girls are being too fast, and they don't think it can happen to them. It can happen to you. It can happen to anybody. Your boyfriend could do it. Your father could do it. Anybody could do it. Your friends could do it. Like, I don't understand. And it's making me mad how everybody is acting like, oh, this is a huge shocker. It's not a shock. This happens all the time.
The world glamorizes the 304 lifestyle until it turns fatal. Social media calls it luxury, independence, and soft life. But the truth is uglier. Sex work, in all its quiet and coded forms, is a dangerous business. It's not the women who make it dangerous. It's the men who use money as permission and violence as punctuation. Every meetup carries a risk that no filter or location share can erase. Behind every caption about empowerment, there's an unspoken prayer that the man on the other side of the door isn't a killer in clean sneakers. And when something does go wrong, the first question isn't, who did this? It's, what was she doing there? That's how society launders its guilt, by blaming the woman who didn't survive her own hustle. But Lewis wasn't a stereotype. She was a bright, creative, hustling young woman who had mastered the art of making something from nothing. She sold dinner plates to feed her city, flipped hair bundles, chased business ideas, and dreamed of financial freedom. She was funny, resourceful, and ambitious. The kind of woman who could have built an empire if life had given her enough time to cash in on her potential. Renia was the girl people called when they needed something done, the one who could reinvent herself 10 times before noon. She was her mother's pride, her friend's favorite energy, and the definition of self made in a world that rarely gives Black women credit for surviving, let alone thriving. But ambition can turn fatal when it intersects with male entitlement. Renia's need to provide, to shine, to live better than the cards she was dealt led her into the orbit of a man who saw her as property instead of a person. A man who hid her body behind a wall like her existence was an inconvenience. A man who turned what should have been a transaction into a murder scene. Her story isn't about recklessness. It's about how easy it is for a woman to vanish when her safety depends on the conscience of men who have none. Lewis's life was a reflection of every woman who hustles to stay afloat. Beautiful, driven, complicated, and human. She wanted what so many others want: stability, success, and a little peace. She didn't get that chance. Instead of celebrating her 29th birthday with laughter and light, her family released balloons into a sky that shouldn't have had to hold their grief. Rest in peace, Renia Lewis, a woman who deserved more than the world ever gave her, and far better than the ending it forced upon her.